YouTube? My name is Joystick Overwatch. I have a brand new video for you today. I'm going to be talking about the Overwatch support meta tier list. I want to be running through all the supports in depth. I want to make sure you guys know exactly what the best supports are currently in the meta. I know there's a new patch going to be dropping pretty soon, so I'll try to base my takes off of that a little bit. Also, I'm going to stay on par with what is good right now, so you guys can get the best possible value out of all your heroes. As you guys know, I'm a top 500 controller player on PC, and I am also a full-time streamer. Make sure you check out the links in the description. Check out the Twitch streams. I got a lot of people from YouTube coming over to my Twitch streams lately, and it's been a blast. I really like meeting every one of you guys, so let's get started. Talking about Baptiste, I'm gonna put Baptiste right at S tier. Baptiste is probably, the most underrated in the fact that he does so much damage and so much healing. I know he's it's hard to say someone is S tier and underrated, but I don't think people know how strong this hero actually is. The amount of DPS he can do with his recent buff to his damage and his healing, he could literally just do it all. I've seen Baptiste just carry fights on their own just because of mobility. You're able to get to high ground really easily with this hero. He's got his exo boots. He can also just take out individual targets on his own, and if you have the good enough aim, Baptiste is so strong. You can just drop your ultimate on yourself sometimes, get that high damage output the same time you have immortality field, which I think is a pretty overpowered ability in Overwatch. That's my opinion. I think immortality field should be a nerf, or even be created into his ultimate, but that's for another topic. I think Baptiste is just really strong overall. High damage output, high healing output, and a very, very good mobility. I think Baptiste is the best support right now. Highly recommend running this hero, especially if you're running a double barrier composition. Baptiste really thrives in that environment. I think Baptiste also goes really, really good with a Zen. Just, you got that constant discord, with you. And then I think Zen Baptiste is a really, really strong composition. To Brigitte, I'm gonna throw Brigitte actually in a S tier. I want to say almost just A+, but I think this hero really deserves the S just because Brigitte is just pretty much broken right now. If you play her in a very passive and then get aggressive with rally playstyle, that is really, really OP and really strong. I think Brigitte, obviously she can pocket all of her teammates with her repair packs, and then on top of that, she can trigger inspire, and she can basically duel almost every hero in the game 1v1. Brigitte is about to get nerfed again, so I'm actually going to I'm gonna drop her right now to A, just because she's about to get nerfed. So I'll give her a flat A. I won't give her the S because I know she's about to get nerfed pretty soon, so I think she'll still be good, just not nearly as broken as she was for the past 2 weeks. You guys have probably already noticed that. Yeah, Brigitte, strong ultimate ability with rally, really good engagement, tool. You can swing fights with rally, basically take on just about everyone. It's basically a win button. So just, make sure you're running Brigitte if you want some free wins in your ranked games. So let's talk about Zenyatta. I think Zenyatta deserves an A spot here, maybe high B+, A-. I think Zen goes really, really good with Baptiste, in that double barrier composition. Providing Discord is really, really good. Just absolutely, it's been a good ability for a long time, but Zen has fallen in and out of the meta a few times. Discord just shreds tanks, and if you it's really countered. What I've noticed is that Zenyatta's really countered Wrecking Ball in this patch, just because the Wrecking Ball comes into the backline, instantly discorded, maybe even Brigitte bashed, and just absolutely shredded. Your HP pool is gone. So I think Zen is really, really strong, especially if you know how to position and you know how to take your 1v1s and how to duel flankers, tracers on you. Zenyatta is very, very good right now. I highly recommend running Zen with Brig, Zen with Baptiste, I would stay away from like anything with like Zen, Lucio, Zen, you know, anything else isn't that great just because you won't have like a ton of healing. But I think Zen with the Brig, you know, you still get a lot of value there. So make sure you're running Zenyatta in your games. That double barrier composition, definitely recommend. Moving on, I'm gonna bring in Mercy. I'm gonna bring Mercy at like a high B+ here, almost A-. I think Mercy still gets a lot of value within this meta, even this double barrier meta, just because, you know, heroes like Echo are still really good. You know, it's really good pocket. You know, double sniper is still like basically meta. So like if you pocket a Widow, pocket a good Hanzo, even like pocketing Soldier, like that blue beam, you know, that damage output from Mercy is still really good. I think, you know, Mercy's a bit underrated. I think as soon as this next patch rolls around, that she'll probably move up to A, you know, where she was like a few weeks ago. But I think Mercy, you know, deserves a solid B+ as of right now. Maybe even a solid B. You know, it's hard to say like for sure, but I still think that pocket potential and Valkyrie still gives a lot of value. Obviously Res, you know, Res can bring your teammates back into the fight, which is very, you know, high value and high utility. So I think Ana would probably slide into like the B category as well. I think Ana still can get good value as long as you're landing, like, I think you have to land like consistent anti-grenades if you want Ana to get value, really. You know, her healing is pretty decent. She did get nerfed recently, and I think her healing is all right. You gotta be consistently like landing those anti-grenades and hitting sleep darts, like, and those are two things that are really hard to do. That's why she's got a high skill ceiling. But Nano Boost can provide that utility to enable your team to keep them up and keep like that survivability going. You know, I don't think Nano really is the best in its state right now with like the current meta. You know, like Nano Blade for like Genji isn't that great unless you're consistently landing them. But like Nano Boost regardless is still like a good, you can use it defensively as well, keep your teammates up, and I think that you can still find very good value there. Next we're going to be talking about Moira. I'm going to move Moira actually to like C, almost B-. I would say a C+ B- hero right now. Moira had her time in the meta for like before this last patch for about a month. I think Moira is definitely fallen down a bit just because double barrier is meta again. You know, there's just so many better picks than Moira, you know, running a Baptiste or Zen or even Brig right now. I think Moira still does really solid heals overall, but like her damage has kind of like fallen off, and like Coalescence, you know, there's not a lot of utility and a lot of reason why you need Coalescence. You know, a lot of fights are really dictated about like the poke battle and like, you know, shredding shields and stuff. Moira has like little to no shield break, so like that's why you want to be running like a Baptiste or a Zen for that shield break. So I think Moira might come back into the meta this coming week with the new patch. We'll see. I might have to move Moira back up to B, maybe even A, depending on how this meta shifts, but we will see. But don't sleep on Moira just yet. I think she will be moving back up into the meta, so we will find out. Lastly, I want to be talking about Lucio. I think Lucio is a C tier hero as well. I think Lucio almost could be a D tier, okay? But I know there are people that can get Lucio to work in the current state of the game. It's just about how like you play. You can't, if you you know, you have to be consistently like going for like boops, environmental kills. You have to make sure you're like always staying alive. I think Lucio's definitely the hardest you know, support to run in the current state of the game. Don't really recommend picking this hero by any means, just because meta wise it's just really tough. I know if you're a Lucio main, you can definitely make it work, because there are playstyles that I have seen. You know, you have to kind of be like a Reddit Lucio, you know, you got to be making those weird plays, you got to be going for crazy different, you know, boops and stuff like that. But like, you know, I think Lucio, you know, like I said, there's a new patch about to be rolling out. I think Lucio might come back up to maybe even B. within the next week or two. So B and maybe A will watch out from both Moira and Lucio, and even Mercy to rise back into the meta, and we'll see what happens to the top half of this bracket, because I'm really curious and I'm really excited for the meta to shake up. So Lucio, you know, decent healing, sound barrier is still really strong, you know, speed boost, amp, you know, all of that. That's a pretty solid kit still, and I don't really want to have him in C, but like, you know, honestly, I think Lucio will make a resurgence into the meta, probably moving up to B very, very soon. That'll wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the content on YouTube, but make sure you hop over to my Twitch streams. I'm really close to be, you know, applying for Twitch partner again, so I could use all the support. Even if you're just lurking in the chat, you know, come by, say hi in the chat. I'd really like to meet all of you guys. There's links in the description for my Twitch streams. Make sure you check those out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.